So, watch this short video clip from a speech by Jack Ma.
I think internet really changes people. Years ago, 5 years ago, I never scared of speaking in the public. Now I get a bit worried and scared. When I was a primary school student, I was so better at writing. I never write because I talk a lot. But now I start to write because everything I talk, years ago I talk whatever I want to say. But today, whatever I say, it causes a lot of problems in China. And I always feel nervous in speaking in front of the investors. When I talk to the entrepreneurs, I feel more comfortable because we are the same animals and we are different. People keep on asking me what's the difference between China e-commerce and the US e-commerce, and what's the difference between Alibaba and Amazon and eBay. And for years, I don't know how to answer it, and now I know how to answer it. The difference between China e-commerce and the US e-commerce is that the e-commerce in the USA is, which I call is a dessert. It's just a supplementary to their main business because the USA infrastructure of doing business is so good. So it is very difficult for e-commerce in the USA to grow, to develop, to surpass the traditional business. But in China, because of the infrastructure of commerce is too bad, and e-commerce become the main cause. Just like China Mobile, not because China Mobile did such a great job, because China Telecom was so bad years ago. So that made China Mobile grow very fast. And e-commerce in China is the same. And the second, in the USA, e-commerce is online shopping. It's just to go shopping. China, e-commerce is a lifestyle. If you go to Amazon, you go buy things, you buy what exactly you want. You see, this is the thing, I want this. And you get it, you feel happy. China on Taobao is different. The things you order may not you get, it may not be the thing you want. And people will love it. Oh, gee, it's different. People don't like to have the surprise, but on Taobao, they give you a surprise almost every day, every morning. Many of my colleagues, they receive probably over 20 packages every day. And I ask, why 20 packages? They say the fun of getting things, not the things you want. It's the feeling of opening the package, because every time you have a different feeling. So it's a lifestyle. It's true. I mean, you go to China, if you're using Amazon, eBay quality model to ask what China uses, you will be shocked. And this is China. A lot of things happen in USA may not happen in China. And the second, the US e-commerce is mainly put the traditional business online. And China e-commerce solved the problem of China. That is job creation and domestic demand. We never know that China grows so fast on the e-commerce. We are one of the small, tiny islands in the southern China Ocean Sea. They got a lot of orders. They have, like, in the past 6 months, they have a 460% growth in that small, tiny island. And we found a lot of soldiers probably stay there. They do not have place to buy things. They always order from Taobao. So Taobao go to the second and the third tiers. Every cities that because they don't have the supermarket, they become the main trend of shopping on the local area. And people keep on asking me, what's the difference between Amazon, eBay, and Alibaba? I would say Amazon and eBay, they are e-commerce company, and Alibaba is not an e-commerce company. Alibaba help others to do e-commerce. We do not sell things. And we are not a company that normally China calls. We call ourselves a company that's running a platform, a company that is running an ecosystem.
All right, so I'm sure you probably know, I'm very sure you know who Jack Ma is. He is the person who started Alibaba, which is a very big company in China, and recently had the largest IPO, that means initial public offering, in U.S. history on the stock market in the U.S. That means the beginning, when you begin to sell stocks. So that's a big deal. Now, this speech by Jack Ma is, I think, very good. But I want to talk about actually his English in the speech, and I want to actually make some corrections for Mr. Ma. So if you're watching this, Mr. Ma, so sorry. I just want to help. I just want to help you. He's a very good speaker. His English is not perfect, but he's still a very good speaker. Why is he a good speaker? Well, one reason he is because he's creative with language. He doesn't get in habits of speaking. He doesn't only have one way to express what he wants to say. And he thinks about what is the best way to say what I want to say, to make it clear. So he does that very well. Also, he's just a good communicator. And we might say that that's part of his personality. So sometimes personality can make you a better speaker or not. So he's a good communicator. So let's talk about a couple of specific things in this speech, or this clip from this speech.
5 years ago, I never scared of speaking in the public.
This is almost right. He should say, I'm never scared of, or I was never scared of. Scared of. I'm scared of speaking in public. And before public, we don't use the, just public, speaking in public. I was never scared of speaking in public.
I talk, years ago, I talk whatever I want to say.
He should say, I say whatever I want to say. I know that sounds a bit strange, but that's actually how we say it. I say whatever I want to say. Talking is a general activity. I am talking. But when we talk about the certain words we use, we say, I say something. I say something. I say whatever I want to say.
I feel more comfortable because we are the same animals and we are different.
Now, what does he mean when he says the same animal? It just means you're the same kind of person. He's an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who starts their own thing. He feels comfortable around other entrepreneurs. He feels less comfortable around investors. Investors are the people who just give money to the entrepreneurs to help them with their businesses.
But today, whatever I say, it causes a lot of problems in China.
He could say it causes a lot of problems in China. It causes a lot of problems in China. Very small difference, but it does make a difference.
And for years, I don't know how to answer it.
It's the past. I didn't know how to answer that. For years, I didn't know how to answer that. That suggests that now he does have the answer, but before he didn't. So we have to focus on the past. Didn't.
But in China, because of the infrastructure of commerce is too bad.
This one, what he really means to say is very bad. He could say instead awful, terrible, really bad, very bad. Not too bad. Too bad is when you're talking about a certain level of something, right? You're too bad to join my singing group or my band. If maybe you try to play your instrument in my band and you're not good enough, I'll say, I'm sorry, you're too bad to be in my band. So you have to have some certain level if you're going to use too bad. Too bad is also a phrase. We say, oh, that's too bad, which means, oh, that's a shame. Oh, I'm sorry. But that's a special phrase. Here, he should use very bad.
And e-commerce become the main course.
He could say e-commerce has become the main course. Has become the main course. Okay? Now, what that means is that in China, it's the most important thing, or a very, very important part of business, right? So he's saying that in America, e-commerce, which basically means selling things online, buying things online, is just a hobby in America. But in China, it's big. It's very important.
And e-commerce in China is the same.
A pronunciation point here, he says China. Now, I know I can't really correct this because people should be able to say their own country any way they like, but actually, China is an English word. So we should say China, China.
The things you order may not you get, it may not the thing you want.
The thing you order may not be the thing you want. So he needs a verb here, be.
Many of my colleagues, they receive probably over 20 packages every day.
Packages, right? Because there's 20, so packages. There are 20 packages.
We never know that China grows so fast on the e-commerce.
Two problems here. We should say first in e-commerce instead of on e-commerce, in e-commerce, and instead of we never know, because it's the past. We didn't imagine. We never guessed. We never knew. We never imagined. Those would be okay. So we never imagined China would become so big in e-commerce. We never knew that China would grow so fast in e-commerce.
We are not a company that normally China calls. We call ourselves a company running a platform, a company that is running an ecosystem.
And what that basically means is Alibaba is something called a platform, and a platform, which he says, is a place where anybody can do something. They don't sell anything. They support people who sell things. That's what a platform means. As you can see, Jack Ma's pronunciation isn't perfect. He makes small mistakes. His pronunciation isn't very fluent. He adds a lot of between words. And he misses some verbs here and there. He uses the where he shouldn't use it. But you know what? He's still a great speaker. He's still very good at communication, and I still really enjoy watching his speeches because his ideas are great, and he still knows how to make me understand what he wants me to understand and make it clear. And that's the really important point. So, yeah, grammar is important, pronunciation is important, but most important is the way that you choose to express yourself. Now, if you didn't catch the main idea here, Jack Ma is basically talking about the differences between e-commerce in China and America. That's the main idea here. He's talking about how in America, e-commerce, which means selling and buying things online, is sort of a hobby on the side and supports main commerce, right? Big companies who sell things anyway, sort of on the side. He said he calls it dessert. And on the other side, China, he said the main course for China is e-commerce. The main course means the main food you eat, not dessert, not after dinner, the main food. So he's saying e-commerce is a big part of China's economy. E-commerce is very important in China, more important in China than in America. And actually, I agree. Of course, I have no right to agree or disagree, but I think that's true. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. And if you want me to do any of these future videos where I correct people's pronunciation and talk about the meaning, you can send them to me. So the email address is at the end of this video. All right, see you next time.